What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be looking at another draft prospect in terms of the upcoming NBA draft for the Chicago Bulls, and this is a player that's actually been linked to us for a while. I feel like there have been multiple people that puts this player into the mock draft as the person we are going to select, so I do feel like it is the right person to talk about. But with that being said, is he the player we're going to be selecting with the 11th overall pick in the NBA draft? I'll give my opinion on it in this video. Today, we're going to be talking about Ja'Kobe Walter, ladies and gentlemen. But before we get any further, if you like the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls and Ja'Kobe Walter. Do you think this is a good match between the two, and will he be the next Chicago Bulls player from this NBA draft? So, what do we need to know about him? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like a lot of people are looking for a lot of needs. This is a player that is a shooting guard, so ultimately a guard, and I know a lot of people are going to switch off based on that. He's 6'5", he weighs 195 pounds, and he's 19 years of age. So, a shooting guard, ladies and gentlemen. We've talked about a couple of guards already, and we're going to be talking about another one here. But keep in mind, at 6'5", there is potential that he could probably move to the forward positions as well, especially with some of the things that he is good at. But at the end of the day, he's listed as a guard, so that's what we're going to talk about him as such. So I know a lot of people will say, look, it's a guard. That's it. That's all I need to know. We shouldn't be selecting him. We need to go for forwards and centers. But of course, we need to look at everybody. So, looking at his season stats, he averages around 14.5 points per game, 4.4 rebounds, and 1.4 assists, shooting 37.6% from the field and 34.1% from the three-point line. So keep in mind, when you're looking at field goal percentages, especially for shooting guards around college, it's not going to be as fantastic as a center, for example, or a forward, for example. So the field goal percentage isn't the biggest concern for me, but you do have to consider it when you're looking at the 11th overall pick and who you are going to select. So, shooting guard with okay stats seems to be, not terrible. There is obviously some good strengths and good weaknesses to this player. So we need to first start off with the fact that he plays with confidence. I mentioned this, I believe, with Isaiah Collier, for example. He was a point guard, if I'm not mistaken. And you just could tell how confident this guy plays. Just by looking at the highlights, looking at his demeanor, looking at how he dribbles the ball, looking how he can take a shot. It's extremely high confidence. And I can view the same thing with Ja'Kobe Walter. Every time he makes a three, he's going to let you know about it. Every time he gets an and one, he's going to let you know about it. It exudes confidence at the college level. And although you might look at him as not the best prospect at this point in time, one thing you can't deny is that confidence does take you to the next level. It's very, very good to have confidence by your side, and confidence will help you get better. Having someone with low self-esteem or a rather not so confident player that's afraid of the moment might not necessarily be the player you want to go with, even if they do have the raw potential that could get them to the next level. If you don't have confidence in that potential, you're going to get nowhere, ladies and gentlemen. So confidence, I think, does go a long way, and it's a big part of his strengths category. He likes to catch and shoot. I actually think 34% from the three-point line is not a bad percentage at all. And the catch and shoot, it seems to be a place where the Bulls need to get a lot more buckets. Now, I've said this in the past and I stand by this. I don't think we just need a catch and shoot player. I don't think we need another corner sitter. We got a bunch of them already. Patrick Williams, Javonte Green, Torrey Craig, all of them can make a three from the corner. We have enough corner sitters. We need threes from everywhere else. We need a three off a screen. We need a three off the dribble. We need a three from breaking down your man and just shooting it over the top. There's a lot of three-point, shot profiles that we don't have on this team. It seems like all that we do have is the catch and shoot. And that, in my opinion, is a situation that we do need to change. But from his strength that I've seen, at least, he does like a good shot off the dribble, which is not a terrible thing whatsoever, especially for a shooting guard. You're looking at the shooting guards of the past for the Bulls. There's a good chunk of them that like to shoot off the dribble, a good chunk of them that like to have a variety in their offense. And I do think Ja'Kobe Walter can have variety in his offense. A good catch-and-shoot player, can shoot off the dribble, I think he needs to improve around the rim from what I've seen, but can finish around the rim as well. there's variety there, which is always a positive thing. And that seems to be all the positives that I've written down based on Ja'Kobe Walter. But there's some big negatives as well. I've seen from a lot of scouting reports that he's not the best defensive player at this point in time. Unfortunately, when you look at, I guess, the offense compared to the defense, you need to understand what type of risk you're taking. Is the risk worth taking? Is his offense so good that you're willing to take the hit on the defensive end? Now, I'm not saying he can never be a good defender, but the scouting reports are suggesting he needs to improve in that category. So can he improve in that category? At 6'5", I do think there's a possibility that he can, but we just don't know. There's a lot of players that you think can improve defensively that never do. So keep that in mind as well. And he needs to bulk up big time. I think out of all the players we talked about, including guards, he is the smallest guard in terms of weights that I've seen in a while. And I do think at the NBA level, you know, weight does play a big advantage. You can get bullied off the ball, especially from some of the stronger guards in the league, if you're not prepared. So, again, a couple of seasons' time, I do expect, of course, you know, he's only 19 years of age at the end of the day. I expect him to kind of build into his body and just see how strong he can get at the NBA level. I expect that to change over the course of a couple of years in the NBA. But that's definitely a weakness. And I think the biggest thing here, efficiency. I mentioned efficiency is not necessarily the worst thing with a shooting guard, but 37% from the field is quite low, even for a shooting guard standpoint. So you have to question shot selection. You have to question whether or not he's trying to do a little bit too much on the offensive end compared to everybody else. These are definitely questions you need to ask, and it is going to be put as part of these weaknesses until he can show that that can improve at the NBA level. Because if you're going to get him, you need to assume that he's going to be taking a couple of shots at least for this Bulls team. Can that efficiency really improve with, I guess, a unique role with this Bulls team? The way that I see him playing, the way that I see this working out, if we sign or we pick Ja'Kobe Walter in the NBA draft, first and foremost, having a backcourt of Coby White and Ja'Kobe Walter would be rather hilarious. And if you're going based on just vibes, that might be the way to go. But ultimately, I see him as more of a bench player that is kind of like a microwave type of player. Someone that can go absolutely nuts in a game. Get you 20, 25 points, amazing catch and shoot opportunities, and really good 3-and-D potential. And then there are other games where he might be really inconsistent. He'll go missing. Maybe drop 5 points in a game and it's just not his night type of situation. There are a bunch of those players in the NBA. I can see Ja'Kobe Walter fitting in this category. With that being said, at the 11th overall pick, would I select him in the NBA draft? Well, I think the biggest talking point here is, will he be the best available? And I honestly can say, from the people that I've seen, I think I've talked about more than 11 people at this point in time, but I could definitely be wrong. I don't think he would be the best available in that position and in, I guess, the draft at this point in time. So, and I do want the best available. I do want instant impact players as well. He's a project player the way that I see it. So if you're looking for the project, I think this could be a very unique selection and someone that in a playoff series could be the difference maker in a series. I really believe that. If he's on and he's having incredible nights, he could be a difference maker in a win and a loss. That's how I feel. But not being the best available, being in a position that I don't necessarily think we need dramatic improvements in, I would say this is definitely not my first choice with the 11th overall pick. I think there's talent there, but we also need to understand that this team has certain needs, and this team definitely needs instant impact and best available players. At this point in time, I don't think the shooting guard position is a specific need that we have. Granted, he could probably move into the forward positions, which is going to be a need. And I don't necessarily think he'll be the best available with the 11th overall pick. But look, it's not my choice. It's the Bulls' choice. If the Bulls see him as the best available, I'm more than happy to give him that chance. I'm going to give anybody that comes to this Bulls team a chance, by the way. I know a lot of people will be positive or negative, depending on who we select. Ultimately, I'm willing to give everybody a chance. Whoever we select with that 11th overall pick, let's hope they shine. If it is Ja'Kobe Walter, let's hope he shines. Thank you for watching. Drop a like and a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. And let me know in the comments below again your thoughts about him and would you select him. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.